Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Let's Do This Together podcast. I'm your host, Arnold Telega Arda. First of all, before we get this podcast started, I just want to say a major thank you to all of you guys who showed so much support and love on the first episode. You guys gave me some really great feedback, and it's been overwhelming. I just feel really appreciative. So thank you guys so much. And in fact, I actually want to read one of the reviews that you guys wrote to me. And let me just get that out right now. So this one comes from SoClassy _ Ceci? Ceci? Cecy. So I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But this person said, spreading the love, I can totally relate to being less informed about mental health and awareness. And this year for sure challenged me. Thank you for this and can't wait for what else you share with us. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you guys so much for being a part of this journey. And also thank you to my beautiful wife for these awesome headphones. She gave this to me as a gift for our anniversary. And she's just the best, guys. She's the best. Okay, so with Valentine's Day right around the corner. Well, technically for you guys, by the time you're hearing this, it was last night for you guys. But for me, I still have a couple of days to go. So with that said, I think it's only appropriate for me to talk about love and relationships. Now, Valentine's Day always gets a stigma that it's only for couples, it's only for romantic love. But I think in my opinion, Valentine's Day is a celebration of love, whether it's romantic love, family love, friendship love, or self-love. I think it's all inclusive. Yeah. So any of you guys who hate this holiday, is it even a holiday? People don't get days off, so maybe it's not a holiday. But anyways, so for all you single people out there who hate this holiday, you can hate it. It's your life. It's your choice. But I just want to let you guys know that you are also included on this day, okay? So don't feel left out because self-love, family love, and all types of love count on Valentine's Day. So today on this episode, I want to talk about 5 things that, in my opinion, help a relationship become happier and stronger. So the first thing that I want to talk about is love language. I think it's really important when you're in a relationship to know what your partner's love language is, especially when you're in a new relationship and you don't know your person very well yet. So there are people who grew up in a household like me, mostly Asians. I feel like when we grow up, at least in my case, when I grew up, my parents' love language wasn't that obvious to me. Well, I mean, in a way that, you know, the stereotypical love, the I love yous and the hugs, they don't really show too much affection. You know, they weren't so lovey-dovey around each other. My dad's love language towards my mom was making sure that she is being taken care of. There's a roof over her head. Whatever she wants, whatever she needs, he'll provide for her. And that's his love language to her. And for my mom, her love language to my dad is to make sure that whenever he comes home, there's a hot meal on the table, or in the morning, his clothes are laid out, his pills are laid out, ready to go for him to start his day. And that's her love language to him. So for people who grew up in households like that and they see that that's what love is, okay, that's what love looks like, and you grow up thinking that way, and you might be in a relationship with someone who's used to seeing love in a whole different way. You know, like their parents might be super lovey-dovey to each other, giving them flowers, grand gestures. And now you guys are in a relationship, and now you guys have different ways of showing love, and that's gonna clash. So I think it's really important for you to know what your partner's love language is, because to some people, their love language might be doing the dishes after dinner. That already might be a big gesture to them, or getting the groceries, or just little things, maybe opening the door, or, you know, like whatever, like little things like that. That might be a grand gesture to them, but to your partner, that might not count because in their head, they think the grand gestures need to be something else. So especially in a new relationship, when you don't know your person very well yet, it's kind of important to take a step back and try to understand what your partner's love language is. And when you do, I think it helps the relationship a whole lot. Now that you see what your person's love language is, it might give you a sense of comfort because now you realize, oh, my person does care, or my person does try in the relationship. You know, they do want to be part of this relationship. They are trying to be romantic just in their own way. So hopefully that might lower your blood pressure a little bit, and hopefully you can cut them some slack knowing that that's their way of showing love. And if their way of showing love for you is not enough for you, communicate that with them. It's all about open communication. The second thing that I think is really important in a relationship is to encourage your partner to be the best version of themselves, not your version of them. Sometimes when you're in a relationship, especially in a long-term relationship, it's really easy to lose your own identity because you've been branded as a couple for so long. So I think it's really important for us to maintain our own individual identity because there's only one of you in this world. You're special. So whoever you are that's listening to this, there's only one of you. How cool is that? That's crazy. So you don't want to lose you, because there's no one else that's like you. So I think in a relationship, I think it's really important to embrace and celebrate your partner's individual identity. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, oh, my partner's just lazy. I guess he'll always be that way or she'll always be that way, and you just deal with it. That's not what I'm saying at all. You still want to inspire them to be better, but just a better version of themselves. Because I feel like if you don't do that and you try to mold them into the person that they're not, you want to mold them to the person that you think they should be, down the line, it can cause a lot of resentment. And your partner might bottle that feeling up for a long time and then just might explode out of nowhere. So again, the reason why you fell in love with your partner is because of the person that they are. So make sure they don't lose that. And I think one of the many benefits of being in a relationship is the fact that you can both elevate each other to become a better version of you. And I think once we understand that, it just helps the relationship become a whole lot healthier. Okay, the next one, it's kind of a given, which is trust. I feel like it's really important to have trust in a relationship. That kind of goes without saying, but I feel like I should also talk about it. Especially when you're in an adult relationship, trust is earned. And if you lose it, it's really, really hard to get it back. So that's why I think it is one of the crucial things that we should protect in a relationship. If you're an adult, you know what's right and you know what's wrong. You know what you should do or what you shouldn't do in a relationship. And like I said before, trust is earned. It's not easily given. And once you take advantage of that and you break it, it's really, really hard to get it back. And again, I know it goes without saying, but it makes sense. I feel like the strongest, happiest relationships are with people who don't have to question whether their partner is going to cheat on them or whether their partner is doing something behind their back that they don't want them doing. Because life is full of curveballs. Life is full of unexpected things. So it's really nice to have one solid thing that's there forever. It's kind of nice to know that at the end of the day, when you lay your head in your pillow, you might lay down and worry about taxes, your job, your rent, your mortgage. But one of the things that you don't have to worry about is whether your person is stepping out on you. And that's a comforting feeling. That's a feeling that I imagine everyone wants to strive for. So if you're in a relationship, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This applies to friendships and family as well. You have to work on trust. Another important thing to have in a relationship is fun. You got to have fun in your relationship, especially when you're married. You committed your whole life with this partner. You guys are on this life journey with each other. So hopefully that person is your best friend because you're spending every day with that person. So I think it really helps a relationship if you guys actually have a friendship and you guys have fun with each other and you guys want to be with each other. That's why I think it's important for us to not lose that friendship even when you're in a romantic relationship. Do things together that friends would do. Go bowling with each other, work out together. I don't know, go to theme parks together. Okay, I just realized all the things that I said we can't do right now. But you guys get it. You get what I mean. Find fun things to do with each other that'll keep the friendship alive. That's what I'm trying to say. And the last thing that I think is super, super important is even though you're in a long-term relationship, even though you're married, never stop dating. I think that's so important. If in the beginning of the relationships, you're opening doors for them, or you're holding the umbrella for them, or you give her handwritten cards for Valentine's Day, still do that and keep that going and remind yourselves why you fell in love with that person in the first place, and take yourselves back to the time where you really, really tried to impress this person and still carry that feeling with you. And I think your partner will really appreciate that, and it'll just make them feel super, super loved, super, super happy, and it'll make them want to do the same for you. Without being too cheesy, me and my wife Hart, we've been together for 14 years, and we just celebrated our 4th year wedding anniversary. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I still feel like I'm having a sleepover with my crush. That's how it feels. So take yourselves back to the time when you first started dating a person. Remember the butterflies in your stomach. Remember how you felt like, and never lose that feeling. So there you have it, you guys. Those are the 5 things that I think will help a relationship become happier, stronger, and yeah, that's it. Happier and stronger. And the reason why I want to talk about this in this episode, besides the fact that it's Valentine's Day, because in my opinion, life is a gift, and life becomes more special when you have love in it, whether that love is for yourself or your family member or your friends or your significant other or all the above. It just makes life a whole lot more beautiful. So take care of your relationships, and also take care of your relationships with yourself. All right, guys, that concludes our 2nd episode of this podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. We are on iTunes and Spotify, on Instagram and YouTube at Let's Do This Together podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down in the comment section below and let me know what I can do better. And also, if you're listening to this on iTunes and you like what you hear, it would help me out a lot if you guys give me a 5-star review, and also write a review and let me know what you like or what you don't like about this podcast and what I can do better. With that said, I love you guys, and I'll catch you next time.